limited series is leaping from the pages of a popular comic book and coming to life on HBO Max. DMZ stars Rosario Dawson in a not-so-distant future as she goes on a harrowing journey to find her son. The pilot episode was directed by Emmy and Academy nominee Ava DuVernay and written by Emmy nominee Roberto Patino. Joining us are Ava DuVernay and Roberto Patino to talk about DMZ. Such an honor to have the both of you on. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
thank you for having us.
We're thrilled. And I just wanted to start off by asking, can you tell us more about the new series, DMZ?
Sure. DMZ is a show that assumes the Second American Civil War. It takes place 8 years after the onset of that war between two factions that have split apart in our country. And smack in the middle of those two warring factions is a demilitarized zone, which is the island of Manhattan. And that's a land that has been deemed neutral. No military allowed, but it's also been closed off. So you can't get in, you can't get out. The people there have either stayed because of a resolve, or they couldn't get out when Manhattan was evacuated. So the show, while it takes place amid a war, is really about the people of the DMZ. It's about, people that have lost everything who are now, coming together to reformulate a new fabric of a society, people from all colors and all creeds and walks of life.
Yeah, this looks like a very interesting series, and DMZ shows the country torn apart. Is the show foretelling to current or past political states that we've been in?
We very actively decided to run in the opposite direction of politics. The narrative of this show it presents a very complicated, multi-layered world, but the story is really about a mother coming into this DMZ, sneaking into the demilitarized zone, looking for her son, whom she lost in the evacuation. And so it's really a personal story. Ava brought a very specific style to it. It's a big, scopy show. We never shy away from those big, gorgeous shots, but really the camera lives on our characters' faces because it's an incredibly personal story, and ultimately it's a family story. It's a story about how a mother's love kind of cuts through all the politicking, and in that capacity we showcase how politics can have, a pretty degenerative effect on people and on communities.
Yeah, it sounds like a great story, and the trailer looks amazing and quite like a movie. Ava, how was it directing a series based on a DC comic book?
Well, it was fantastic. It's my company's second show based on a DC comic. We have Naomi that's on the CW right now, and I just love working in that world of genre and world building, but still having something to say within it. And I think that's the thing that's different about this. It's a lot of color, it's a lot of vibrancy, it's a lot of action, but there's heart at the center of it, and it's about kind of human dignity and how families and communities deal with the challenges of war and conflict. And so I had a ball making it. It was a real honor.
Yeah, and do you guys, DC fans, they love their DC. Do you think the series will meet their expectations?
100%. I think the show came out, the comic came out in 2005. That's almost 16 years ago, or I guess it is 16 years ago. Came out in a post 9/11 world. Now the terrifying premise of a Second American Civil War has taken on a whole new meaning with whole new stakes. Back then it was kind of a scary other concept, and this hits much closer to home now. So I think the story needed reinvention, and what we did was we stayed true to the spirit of the world, to the spirit of the comic, but we repurposed it with a very specific feminine energy. With our lead character Rosario Dawson plays a fearless medic named Alma, with such ferocity and such grace. Truly, you've never seen Rosario in a role like this. And so yeah, I think the fans of the comic will appreciate what we've done, and how we've adapted it and reinvented it for today.
Yeah, and Ava, I had to ask you really quickly, in celebration of Women's History Month, you are the first African-American woman to win Best Director at the Sundance Film Festival, be nominated for a Best Director Golden Globe, direct a film nominated for a Best Picture Oscar, and direct a film with a budget over $100 million. Did you imagine yourself achieving all that you have?
No, not at all. But you take risks. I changed careers in kind of the middle of the peak time of career. I was 32 when I first picked up a camera. And I tell people all the time, you know, it's never too late to follow your dreams, to try that hobby or that thing you've been interested in. Just give it a try on the weekend or dabble in it after work. And that's what I did, and it's been a dream come true every step of the way.
Yeah, well, Ava and Roberto, you're both very inspiring. Thank you for joining us this morning, and DMZ will air on HBO Max.